How's it going, everyone? New World Order Survival Guy. Today I have perhaps the most important message you're ever going to hear. It's about our country, the desecration of the United States of America, Europe, Australia, Canada, other first world nations that are being destroyed by immigrants by design from third world countries. Now, this world, Earth, has roughly 8 billion people. United States has roughly 350 million people. As you notice, all these first world established Western civilization type countries, such as the nations of Europe, Canada, Australia, most importantly, what I'm speaking about, United States. But actually, it's just as important to all those other nations I have mentioned. 8 billion people, 350 million people in the United States. As Elon Musk has stated in an interview, it only takes a few percent of the world's population to decimate a civilized, established country such as the United States. That's what they're doing. That's what the globalists are doing. That's what your Democratic and Republican governments are doing. They're bringing in these people to take down our country. They're trying to destabilize United States. They're destabilizing France, Germany, England, all them countries in Europe. They're doing it to Canada. They're doing it to Australia, New Zealand. They're doing it all over. And it's all by design. It only takes a few percent of the world's population to put in these established countries and make it no longer their own. No longer make it United States. Who's allowing these immigrants to come in? What gave these immigrants the idea it's okay and we're going to get away with this and come over by the millions and millions and millions and rush our borders from immigrants all around the world, all coming to our borders at the same time? There was something announced. There was something said. There was something orchestrated. How do these people even afford to get over here? If people came in from Venezuela and stuff like that, why would the Mexican government allow them to travel through their country? Mexico has a big border on their southern part. It's our border from United States to Mexico. But Mexico has a big, beefy border on their southern end as well, to keep the southern countries from the people coming up through. Who's allowing these immigrants to come to the United States? For instance, we could say this actually transpires throughout all these different countries I have mentioned. Who's allowing them to destroy our country? Who's funding them with our tax dollars? Who's given the authority to do that? Us, the ones that's suffering. The ones that are being manipulated and coerced and bombarded with these immigrants that already have set in play to destroy. They're not farm workers or anything like that. These people have no plans except for to destroy. They don't give a shit. They're set in place. They're just a massive swarm of pawns that are here, that were bribed, coerced, pulled into here to destroy. And there's a whole plan that goes along with that. Because whoever brought them here, the globalists, the governments, and whatever, they were bringing them here, promising them this and that, knowing that they're not going to keep their promise to them. Knowing they're just going to use them to come over here and then cut them off of shit. And then how they're going to react, because they have a third world mindset. And that's what they do in those countries. Not to mention the Middle East, where you bomb the shit out of their country, you take out their family, their leadership, everything, their whole way of life. They're pissed off. They have nothing, so they have no choice but to accept the offer of, for instance, the United States to come to our country and you'll get food and stuff like this. Okay, they're not coming here thankful. They're coming here pissed. They're coming here with animosity that fuck Americans, fuck Canadians, or whatever particular European nation. They're not here by choice, so to speak. They're here because they have no choice. And they come here, they're put in neighborhoods with each other, they cluster together, and all they have is anger towards the civilians. Even though we didn't do nothing to them. The government, the globalists, the ones that instigated, ones that went over their country and attacked them and went to wars, these proxy wars and stuff like that, just to take their resources, take out their government that does not want to follow along with this new world order that's set in play. Everybody's being used. Everybody's being played. Period. Who's responsible for the amnesty for these government, or for these immigrants, excuse me? They come here, they get food stamps, they get money, they get housing, they get schooling, they get medical, they get everything like they just freaking won the lotto. When for us, everything goes up because we're paying for these people. We're paying for their free ride. And then they have Operation Mockingbird news media making it like it's okay, and if anybody doesn't like it, they're racist, they're prejudiced, they're whatever, and you're scum of the earth. They indoctrinate the schools from the top all the way trickle down effect and make it like, you know, this is what they teach in these kids. They're teaching these college kids that It's good that they're brainwashing them. And the patriots, the people that love their country, are getting demonized and discriminated against. Why is this happening to us? I'll tell you, this is the freaking New World Order. They're bringing down Western civilization, first world countries, infiltrating them with these third world immigrants, and they're here to destroy. And not to mention, they get these damn Democrat people that are brainwashed on this shit, thinking it's okay. And so they have the United States divided. Then they bring these foreign oppositions in, these foreign immigrants that don't give a shit. They're down for destroying us. So that's what the deal is. They're having people divide and conquered. Problem, reaction, solution. Order out of chaos. They're dismantling our countries right before your very eyes, and most people don't see it. This is being done by design on purpose of an agenda. And that agenda is a new world order. Watch, you have my freaking word. It is coming. Be ready, be prepared. Not only for food, water, supplies, stuff like that. Be prepared physically. Be prepared for war. That's what it's going to come down to. That's why they keep preaching the Civil War shit. Because these people, they're giving them citizenship, a lot of them, and they're just establishing themselves where they're not going to turn themselves in. They're not doing none of that. It's a civil war. Not to mention, you see all this racial tension that's coming up, that's spewing up, people getting sick of shit and stuff like that. You're having a lot of people that are just pissed off and fed up all around. They're getting tired of it. They're getting tired of all this immigrant shit. People are fighting back. You got the Democrats, Republican people. They're Republicans people are patriotic people, whatever you want to call them. They're getting tired of this whole Antifa shit and all this crap that we're dragged along to go along with. It's just getting tiring and exhausting. And government knows that. Government knows everything that's happening and is going to happen. The world is a stage. You may have heard that before. It's a stage. Everybody's a participant, whether you know it or not. Because they have very smart people that pull the strings on everything. And they're playing everybody. So this is being created from within. All this immigrant stuff is being created from within. From the top. It's the globalists pulling the strings, coordinating it. They have it all figured out. Pass it along to the governments. And they're going to do what the hell they're told. Otherwise, it's not going to be a good day for them. Because the globalists control the money. They control everything. They own this country. They own the United States of America. The presidents have no say-so in it. They're just the messenger. They're just the ones that are getting peeled off some dough to do what the hell they're told. Otherwise, they're going to get destroyed by the globalists the ones that are this, we call it shadow government, the people that really pull the strings on everything, that own this damn world. That's why all these Western civilizations, all of them, bring in all these immigrants, but all of them are trying to get rid of their firearm rights. All of them are trying to get rid of free speech. They're trying to corral us into where they want us, which is an obedient group of people under this new rule of law, which is the New World Order. It's the order of the new world. And there's just certain groups of people that can figure life out better than others and have it better. And that's what they're trying to desecrate. So the government is in on it. The schools are in on it. The news, groups of people, they create these groups of fascist groups, Acorn, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all these freaking groups that are put in place to further assist in the demolishment of the United States, as well as other countries. And many, many more. So they demonize and desecrate patriots or patriots, freedom lovers, and make it sound like you're just the worst piece of shit ever. They're trying to normalize that to the brain deads like Antifa and stuff. Normalize it that you love America, you're a bad guy. Because we're supposed to all be this melting pot, which is bullshit. You know, it's just a crock of shit. All by design for this New World Order. Period. Like I said, 8 billion people, 350 million people in the United States. It only takes a small portion, just a few percent, to change it from your country to the new third world country. And that's what's happening, right? Everybody's watching it. Everybody sees it. Everybody's right before your eyes. Police are doing nothing. Government's doing nothing. The only thing that they're doing is assisting and giving them privileges and letting them destroy. The cops will be like, oh, well, it's out of my hands. I'm just following orders, just like the SS soldiers in Nazi Germany. Oh, just following orders. And then their ego and their power trip get so overwhelming that they begin to love it and to turn their backs on the people. We need law enforcement of all federal, state, and local to be on our side. You're for the people. You swore an oath with the Constitution. To the people, for the people, by the people. Wake up, recognize we have a very corrupt government that's not thinking on their own terms, but they're following orders from a secret shadow government that pulls the strings as they slowly take over the world nations. And they establish these groups in every aspect. Why do you think they're charging so much money for everything? It's being done by design to collapse our currency so they can install digital biotechnology currency. Who knows exactly? The IRS is there to collect. They're not in charge of the money. The Federal Reserve is in charge of the money. The Federal Reserve is not even a federal United States institution. It's a private organization funded by world bankers. That's who the Federal Reserve is. And they took us over December 23rd, December 24th, 1913. That's when we start getting Social Security numbers, Social Security cards, the birth certificates, how we see it today. Giving us our corporate ID. That's when we became corporate America. So all the people are entities of this corporation. They now own us. That's when the United States sold out to the world banks. That's who owns us. That's who the Federal Reserve is. They are not a legal federal United States institution. They're a private corporate institution. Order out of chaos. Problem, reaction, solution. The problem, well, they have the solution. The solution is a new world order. They start with that. How can we do that? We could do that through order out of chaos. Then they come out with, well, they already know what the reaction is going to be. That's why they implement the solution, the problem. And the problem is they're bringing these freaking immigrants that they had hell on earth in their life, thanks to us and other countries, globalists. Create hell over there. Don't let them have shit, whatever. Then we bring them over here to all our countries and have them fuck shit up. There's the problem. And then they're going to assist the problem by letting them do whatever they want. They're going to fund them, increase our tax dollars, give our tax dollars to them to destroy us. There's no freaking idiot in the world that's going to be that stupid enough to mistakenly do this by mishap. This is coordinated by design, period. If you don't believe that, you're fucking stupid. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think anybody's that stupid. Well, there's probably some libtards out there that are never mind. But I know you guys ain't that stupid. I know libtards ain't watching this shit anyways. We as Americans need to hold it down, stand up for ourselves and our freedom. I'm not a fan of Ronald Reagan, like some are. In hindsight, oh yeah, he was great and stuff like that, but he wasn't, because he would attack our Second Amendment. Yeah, he was a funny dude. He was an actor and shit like that. But really, he did some evil shit. His wife Nancy was into witchcraft. She was a nasty hoe. I'm not going to get into details on that, but she was a tramp. And the whole war on drugs, just say no, and all that shit was a big scam. All it was just a war on the people. There's a lot of scandals and shit with the Whitewater and Oliver North, and all that. So there's a lot of shit. And not to mention, he was a 33rd degree Freemason. There's a lot of shit with that dude. But my point of it is, he did have a good quote, and I'm gonna read that to you. This is truer than shit. This is very important for people to realize. Freedom is a fragile thing, and is never more than one generation away from extinction. It is not ours by inheritance. It must be fought for and defended consistently by each generation, for it comes only once to the people. Those who have known freedom and then lost it have never known it again. We have freedom through our Constitution. You don't fight for your freedom. You don't practice your freedom. That's why you see these First Amendment auditors that seem kind of annoying, that they go to police stations and go and kind of antagonize the cops and stuff like that. It might seem annoying in hindsight, but in reality, you don't practice, you don't exercise your freedom, you lose it. All the governments are trying to do is nip at your constitutional rights. And they want you to have sympathy for the bullshit that they spin out about the reasoning of taking away your rights. Hate speech, stuff like that. You know what? Hate speech is tasteless. Hate speech, you know, people who do that have no class. It's not decent and shit like that. But you know what? It's their freedom. It's their right. Because once you start picking and choosing what people can say and what people can't say, then there's always going to be a discrepancy. And so you're going to end up losing it all. They're going to say, you know what? Nobody can, you know, we're just going to end free speech. You can't say this, or this. Threatening, making threats and stuff, I get that. Because that's not speech. You're threatening harm to someone. That's not speech. You know, and if you're in a job, you don't have the freedom to tell your boss, hey, fuck you, bitch. Because that is a private company, and you don't have, you may have a legal right to say it, but their protocol and shit like that, you can't talk like that to a boss because he'll fire your ass. No, reading glasses. The fire ass. But freedom of speech, you may not like it, I may not like it, certain like things, but who gives a shit? It's freedom of speech. You know, you go up to a black person, you drop the comment N-word or something like that, they're not going to like it. It shouldn't be against the law, but you're also, you know, going to have to suffer the consequences of you getting your ass beat, possibly, you know what I mean? You know, I mean, that's just one of many, though. They're trying to destroy all our constitutional rights because there's no constitution in the New World Order. There's no, or hardly any rights for the people. They already have a new constitution written for the New World Order. It's sitting there waiting on their desk. We have to stand up. They know, and I could tell by the way they're coordinating it and stuff with news bringing out stuff and showing that, because once they hit it about people fighting back against Antifa or and stuff like that, now they're showing it. Now they're kind of, hey, look, you know, trying to make it, trying to butter up patriotic people. They're trying to play both sides of the game by design. They are setting up a war within, a big war. And it's not just United States. Europe is already starting this shit. They're already flipping. They're already pouncing on these immigrants. Immigrants are fighting back. It's going to happen. This is a very important message, and this message is to get you to get ready in that aspect, because it's coming. It's going to be here. This is what they're using to take us down, or to try to take us down, and then they'll come sweep up anything left at the end through United Nations, through military, through mercenaries, through any black ops, whatever they have going. They have everything. They have it all set up. They're sitting and waiting because they know it's going to be a mess. And if they have us clash with each other, for one, that's population control. For two, they can give order through chaos. And they can denounce the United States as a country and bring in these world police, which would be United Nations, or some sort of adversary of a government that will step in to a country that's decimated, like they have in many countries. They've done this many times in many countries. So I believe Syria, is that one of them? That one of the last ones? They have groups. They have guerrilla groups that they call them rebels and stuff like that. All them rebels to those other, dude, those are all bought and paid for by globalists and governments. They use them to do certain things, to destabilize and dismantle countries. You know, a lot of these countries, they say, oh, they gas their own people, but they never gassed their own people. That was a lie. That was a front to go ahead and get basically the blessing of the people, the okay, to go in and handle the business. It's lies. Our government lies to us like other governments lie to their people. And they're all in sync through the world government to just happen. Everything just falls in place. Everybody's brainwashed. All the civilians are brainwashed in their own ways through their government. And they just push forward the lie. And they have control of all the media. So how else are you going to, find out the truth? Like China, I mean, they'll like make it illegal to even film over there. In any credible place or any type of riots or anything like that. It's illegal to film over there. Same with North Korea and a lot of them other countries. I'm just saying, prepare, get ready, know that this is coming, and plan accordingly. Make plans with your family how to keep safe, weapons to use, whatever. Get what you can while you can. I'm telling you, this is the plan. This is what they're doing. It's happening right now. That's all I have. God bless you guys. I mean, I love my country. I love my people. We have to stick together and stand up for our country. This is our last chance. When I read you about that Reagan This is our last chance. Once we lose it, we're never going to get it back. Never. Once we lose our Second Amendment, we're never getting that back. Once we lose our freedom of speech, we're never getting that back. Once we lose our stronghold and our footing in our country, we're not getting it back. Don't let us get taken like chumps. Everybody got to stick together. I'm not saying go out and do anything stupid. I'm just saying get ready for the attacks. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying doing anything stupid, like even starting anything or anything like that. Just don't let shit railroad you. Don't get steamrolled by these immigrants or anybody else. This is our country. The people that run this country, they're not part of this country. They're traitors. They're treasonous. They work for the globalists. They're greedy. They're selfish. I mean, all they care about is their pockets, or I don't. They're satanic too. I mean, I don't know, man. Just protect yourself and your family, your neighbors. Protect your countrymen. No matter what race you are, no matter what ethnical background you come from, you're American. All we can do is hold it down here. Europeans got to do it over there. Canadians, we're kind of shoulder to shoulder on this one. But it's happening everywhere. We just want freedom. We just want to be solid. We just want to work. That's all we want. We don't want violence. We don't want none of this shit. We just want to be free. And we have to stand up. See, they condition people of generation to be slouches, to not use their head, to instead about their playing, getting healthy, building your immune system. All this is by design. All of it. They had this plan for a very, very, very long time. We can't get tooken. Live your life, try to have a good life, but have your suits and boots ready just in case. Oh, well, not just in case, when it comes. Let's take our country back. Let's not let our country be tooken. That's all I have. Please like, share, subscribe. New World Order Survival Guy. Thank you. Have a good night. See you on the next one.